Bone hand. And can you all see that on your screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, super. Now, when we do the iron bone, we were working with the iron sword last time for the people that didn't make it in here, but we're going to be working with what's called the iron bone hand. Now, when you look at it in the Bubishi, the fingers are actually flayed out like feathers on a bird's wing. And the hand, the thumb, is coming all the way across. It's not stacked like a karate type of a hand posture. All right, the thumb came right across. So this is the iron bone. And the reason it's an iron bone, or what I think of it as the iron bone, is because it's the longest, strongest bone in the hand. And it takes a lot of impact. Now, the fingers are flayed, so it shows you the direction. Now, if the fingers were held up this way, okay, or just together, which is hard to do with your thumb across, it wouldn't be a strong hand position. And you can even try this with your own hand by taking your thumb, place it across your hand, let your fingers open, and let your wrist drop down. And that way you can feel that bone is really pronounced. You have a good, strong feeling in that with the supportive connective tissues. Now, when the fingers came out like this, that means that the hand rotates this way. And what happens with that is that shows you the direction that you can strike with the top of that bone. Now, you can strike two ways with this. You can strike with it coming forward this way. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. This way, and you can also strike downward. And I've said this a lot in the videos, so bear with me if you've heard this before. But you can strike here because the bone goes right into the base of the hand and the connective tissues and the wrist. Very solid. I work on a mukjun, and I can strike the wood with this with no problem and not get hurt. It takes a little time to condition the skin and the nerves, of course, right in through here. Because it hurts when you first strike something hard with it if you've never done it before. But you get used to it after a while, like any conditioning. Now, you can also strike going downward this way because the hand here protects the joint. If I struck it like a ridge hand, what's going to happen is the connective tissue in the wrist is going to be torn or damaged. So it gives me two opportunities now to understand that I can use it coming forward, like you see in White Crane Kung Fu type actions. And you also see it in the Bill G that we were discussing last week and how I discovered this hand position. So this is a very sharp bone, okay? And you can dig deep into the tissue. And when you dig into the tissue, you don't want to just strike straight in. The hands, the G hands, are a torquing action, a torquing action. It's always a circular motion because like a screw compared to a nail, when you screw something in, it has a lot more torque and it digs deeper into the tissue, it digs in and it stays firmer. So what we also want to do too is if these are muscle fibers here, if you're thinking of it, if you just try to push through it, the muscle fibers are going to resist a little. You'll see the muscle will absorb a little of the shock, and you'll also see that the muscle tissue won't separate. Now you got to figure like the nerve is underlying the muscle tissue. It's not right out in between, and it's not on the surface. So you have to get between the two muscle fibers, or the muscle and the bone, or the muscle and the tendon, whatever the structures may be. When you use this with a torquing action, you can see how it opens up that separation.